Welcome to Do Station with another video. I hope you are fine, doing good. Today our topic is job safety analysis JSA. What is JSA and how to conduct it? It is very interesting and easy topic, so I hope you will enjoy and learn it. The presentation I will share the link in the description so you can download it. Also, I am waiting for your kind feedback. Obviously, if you will give the feedback, then I can improve my content and make it more valuable. So let's move to the topic and discuss what the JSA is and how to conduct it practically. Welcome to the presentation. Today our topic is job safety analysis JSA. How to conduct it. Let's learn it. Welcome to the welcome slide. Let's see. Today we are going to learn JSA job safety analysis. Basically, it is a crucial tool in health and safety, and it is a very basic and fundamental tool. Anyone who is new or interested in health and safety, he should start from the JSA. If you learn and understand the JSA, so it will make very easy for you to understand the field of health and safety. So in the JSA, basically, we make sure that any job is conducted or executed safely without any harm. So we will learn today step by step how to conduct it. So let's see what is the JSA. So here I will explain the OSHA definition, which says a procedure for breaking down a job into its component parts, identifying the hazards associated with each part, and developing the procedure to control those hazards. So basically, what the JSA is? JSA is a process in which we select a job and we break down it into its component parts. And then against each part, we find the potential hazards that can harm us. And then we implement or suggest the control measures to control those hazards so they cannot harm us. The purpose, obviously, the purpose is to of the JSA is to make sure any job is conducted or executed safely without any harm. So benefits, obviously, we will be safe, our worker will be safe, environment will be safe, everything will be safe. Now, let's look at the steps of the JSA. So first, we select a job, then we break down the job into its component parts, steps, and then we identify the hazard associated with each of the step, and then we implement the control measures, and then we review and revise. Okay, now we have defined the JSA, now we understand it by example. So let's select the job, painting a wall. Break down the job. I have divided into the 4 steps: preparation of the surface, mixing of the paint, application of the paint, and cleaning it. Now, we have to identify all the potential hazards associated with each of the steps. Now, let's say first hazard is identified is that dust and debris. This it can cause health issues. Then chemical exposures, health issues. Again, skin irritation. It can be caused if your skin is directly exposed to the chemicals. Eye irritation similarly. Then fire hazard, the paints are highly flammable. So there is a fire hazard and explosion hazard. Similarly, if you are using ladders and scaffolds, there is a fall hazard. You can fall from them, or even the material can fall from them. Similarly, you are dealing with the liquids. So maybe your surface is slippery. So slip hazard is also there. So now we have identified the hazards. Now we have to implement the control measures. Let's see how we implement them. So for the dust and debris, we can implement vacuum cleaners and wet methods to make sure that the airborne particles are in less concentration. Then we can use personal protective equipments like masks, respirators, gloves, etc. to reduce the impact. Then for the chemical exposures also, we can use vacuum cleaners, wet methods, personal protective equipments. To avoid the fire hazard, we can make sure that all the paint containers are fire resistant. So this is to reduce the probability of fire incident. Then for the skin irritation, we should follow the manufacturer's instructions, and we can use the personal protective equipments. And then also for the eye irritation also, we can use the manufacturer's instructions and the personal protective equipments and wash station. So if our body's any part is exposed to any chemical, we feel irritation, we can immediately wash it out. Now for the further for the fire, we can use the storage areas where all the flammable materials are kept, stored safely and securely. For the working at heights, we can use when we are using ladders and scaffoldings, like we have to make sure that they are inspected, well maintained, so they are safe to use. So we can use tagging system and other color coding system to ensure that they are always safe to use. Similarly, to avoid the slip hazard, we can use non-slip mats and coatings to avoid the impact of slipperiness. No. So you see how we first identified the hazards and then we implemented the control measures. Now, after that, the review and revision is also very important segment. So in the review and revision, we look at if whether our control measures are effective, they are performing as desired, or is there any hazard that is missing or we missed during the JSA. So review should be regular or after in any incident. Okay, now you have seen that how simple is the JSA to implement. Now further understand it using another example. Now I have selected the job of lifting. So let's job is selected. Now break down it into the steps. So I divided into the 4 steps. You can divide lifting into the 4 steps. First of all, lifting plan preparation. Second, load preparation. Third, lifting process. And fourth one, settling down or placement of the load. Let's see the hazards and controls for each of the steps. Now, first, which hazards we can face in the preparation lift plan. So during the lift plan, maybe our plan is insufficient or incorrect. Maybe risk assessment we did is insufficient. Maybe the inspections we conducted are insufficient. Maybe the equipment we have selected is not right one. Maybe the staff we are using is not competent. So how to control them? Let's see. So we should develop a procedure, comprehensive procedure to make sure that our lifting plan is sufficient. Also, our risk assessments are suitable and sufficient, and our inspections are comprehensive. Similarly, we have to make sure that the equipment we are selecting are up to the mark as per the requirements, not underrated. Similarly, our staff is certified and authorized to perform the job, and they know how to do it safely. Now, in the second step, preparation of the load, we have two major issues like unbalancing or unstable load or unsecure load. So, how to control it? We have to make sure that our load is stable. We know exactly where the center of gravity existing and how to we secure it before we lift. Now, in the next lifting process, which hazard we can face? Let's see. First of all, equipment failure may happen. Maybe load can fall. Maybe some objects from the load can fall. Maybe the load can or equipment can collide with some obstruction. Maybe there is overhead cables, power cables, so it can strike with them. So how to control them? So first of all, make sure that the equipment you are using is not underrated, is up to the mark, and it is rated for the load. Secondly, we have to make sure that area is barricaded and the area is cleared of obstruction, so no collisions happen. Similarly, we can make sure that the speed of the or the swing of the equipment is so that is under the limitations. So no equipment failure is so the equipment failure can be avoided. Similarly, we have to make sure that all the equipment we are using is already inspected in well shape, in good shape, so equipment failure can be avoided. Similarly, for the power cables, if there are power cables, so we have already planned how to safely avoid them. And if there are obstructions which cannot be avoided, then we have already found the safe path of movement from where we can move our equipment. Now, come to the next point. Next point is the settlement or placement of the load. Here, which hazards we can face? Number one, unstable surface. Maybe when you will put the load, it is unstable. Secondly, crushing. Maybe someone is under the load, it can be crushed. Maybe you put the load unsafely, so it can damage the load itself. Now, how to control them? Simply, first of all, make sure that your surface is stable and firm, and it can bear the load. And then, to make sure that nobody is under the load, make sure all the area is barricaded, exclusion zones are defined, no one is under the load, so crush hazard can be avoided. Similarly, make sure that when you are putting the load down, you put it smoothly, okay, not hurriedly, so the load is not damaged itself. Now you see how simply we have implemented the JSA on the lifting activity. Now after that, obviously review and revision. So you will see are our controls are working, is the safety is improved, so etc. So this is how you can implement the JSA to any of the activity, jobs. So here I'm showing you a very simple template for a JSA. You can use such similars or you can make your own. So you can look at it. Okay, so that's it. Now move to the conclusion. So we have learned what is JSA and how it works, how to implement the JSA on the field. So basically, JSA is a proactive approach in which we identify the hazards of a job and implement the control measures so the job is executed safely. Secondly, how it works, it basically breaks down the job into the component steps, and then against each step, we identify the hazards and implement the control measures. By implementing JSA, we make our workplace safer, our workers will be safe, our equipment, everything will be safe. So JSA is basically an integral part of any management system to make sure that our organizations and our practices are conducted in safe manner. So that was it. I hope, thank you, first of all, thank you very much for watching the video. If anything you think is valuable, you liked it or helpful, please like, share, support me. And if you want any topic to be explained, please share with me. So I will try my best to explain that topic. Until next video, thank you very much and goodbye.